Welcome, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into a market you might not think about often, but it's quietly booming. We're talking about global roller shutter doors.
Exactly. It's actually a perfect example of how these seemingly mundane industries can be, well, huge economic engines,
Yeah.
full of surprising insights, too.
Totally. And our mission today is really to unpack the numbers, the trends from this comprehensive report by Cognitive Market Research. It covers 2021 right through to 2033.
Right. We want to pull out the key takeaways, look at the major players, and show you why these details, these forecasts, actually matter in the bigger picture.
Okay, let's start with that big picture then, the global snapshot. The market generated, what, just over $2 billion in 2021?
That's right. 2,042.32 million, precisely. And it's projected to grow to almost $2.5 billion by 2025.
Okay, so 2.44 billion.
Uh-huh. And then the forecast for 2033 is, well, pretty staggering, 3,511.96 million.
Wow, 3.5 billion.
Yeah. That reflects a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of 4.621% globally.
Okay, 4.6%. That's solid, consistent growth for something like roller shutters. What's driving that fundamentally?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it seems like such a standard product, but that 4.6% CAGR really signals this deep underlying demand. It's about security, absolutely,
Sure.
but also climate control, energy efficiency in buildings, even like modern architectural looks. It really speaks to ongoing urbanization, construction, development worldwide.
Right. It's a basic need that scales up with development. So that's the global view. But let's zoom in a bit. How is North America performing within that?
North America is definitely a significant chunk of the market. It recorded $622.9 million back in 2021.
Okay.
And the forecast there is for $730 million by 2025, heading towards just over $1 billion by 2033. That's 1,004.42 million.
So hitting $1 billion and the growth rate there.
It's a little lower than the global average, actually, around 4.063% CAGR for the region.
Okay, and within North America, the U.S. is obviously the giant.
Yes, the U.S. led the way. $507 million in 2021. It's projected to be about $806.8 million by 2033.
Right.
But its KGR is slightly lower again at 3.945%. This kind of suggests maybe a more mature market there, perhaps more focus on replacements, upgrades, rather than just brand new installations everywhere.
Makes sense. A large, stable base.
So what about Canada and Mexico then? Are they different?
They are, actually. Canada shows stronger growth. It started at about $61 million in 2021,
Okay.
and it's projected to hit over $107 million by 2033. That's a CAGR of 4.842%, quite a bit higher.
Interesting. So stronger new demand, perhaps?
Could be. New construction, maybe shifting security priorities. And Mexico is solid, too. $54.8 million in 2021, rising to nearly $90 million by 2033. That's a 4.224% CAGR.
So North America's got the big U.S. anchor, but yeah, dynamic growth in Canada and Mexico, keeping that regional number strong.
Exactly.
Okay, let's hop across the Atlantic now. Europe, another huge established market. What's the story there?
Europe generated around $451 million in 2021. The projection is for nearly $734 million by 2033. So significant growth.
And the rate, similar to North America, a bit higher actually, about 4.191% CAGR overall for Europe. But what's really striking is Germany.
Germany, always an industrial powerhouse.
Right. They're projected to reach over $156 million by 2033. And check this. Their CAGR is the highest in the region at 4.884%.
Wow, nearly 4.9%. That does stand out. What's driving that, do you think?
It really points to continued strength in their industrial and commercial sectors. Lots of focus on, high-quality security, energy efficiency in buildings.
Okay, so Germany's leading the chart in Europe. What about other major players? The UK, France, Italy?
Yep, the UK is a big contributor. About $71.7 million in 2021, expected to rise to over $120 million by 2033. That's a healthy 4.487% CAGR.
Solid.
And we see pretty consistent performance elsewhere, too. Spain's actually got a robust CAGR, over 4.5%, maybe reflecting dynamism in its construction sector. France is projected around $77.8 million by 2033. Italy, nearly $67 million. Even places like Sweden, Switzerland, Denmark show substantial markets and steady growth.
So widespread adoption across the continent. But Germany really shines in terms of growth rate.
Definitely. And even the rest of Europe category shows decent growth, around 4.2% CAGR.
Okay, so North America and Europe showing solid, consistent growth. But the report highlights Asia Pacific as the real global growth leader right now.
Oh, absolutely. This is where the numbers get, Well, really exciting if you're tracking this market. Asia-Pacific is the powerhouse.
Okay, lay it on us. What are the figures?
So nearly $700 million back in 2021, $698.47 million. By 2025, that's expected to be over $850 million.
Already a big jump.
And by 2033, a remarkable $1.295 billion, almost $1.3 billion.
Wow. And the growth rate driving that.
That's the key. A blistering 5.296% CAGR overall for the region, easily the highest globally.
Over 5%. What is fueling that incredible acceleration? Is it just sheer volume of building?
It's a combination of factors. Yes, massive urbanization is part of it, huge infrastructure projects, but also think about the boom in e-commerce.
Warehouses,
Right.
logistics centers.
Exactly. They all need roller shutter doors, lots of them. Plus, rising industrialization across the board.
Makes sense. And within APAC, who's leading that charge? I mean, China must be huge.
China definitely dominates in terms of market size. It was $210 million in 2021, projected to hit almost $400 million by 2033. That's $399.7 million.
Okay. And its growth rate?
Also very strong, 5.489% CAGR. And this is maybe the most fascinating single data point in the whole report. India.
What's happening there?
India shows the highest individual country growth rate globally.
Really? Higher than China's rate?
Yes. It started at $91.5 million in 2021. It's projected to soar to nearly $188 million by 2033. That's a CAGR of an incredible 6.191%.
6.2%. That's genuinely massive growth.
It is. It really tells a story of, exponential infrastructure development, rapid industrialization, expanding middle class needing secure homes and businesses. It's tangible economic shift happening right there.
Yeah, you can almost visualize the amount of construction that represents. It's not just a number.
Precisely. And it's not just China and India. Japan is a major market, projected over $200 million by 2033. South Korea, strong growth. Australia, steady.
Any other standouts in APAC?
Singapore's KGR is notable, actually, 5.578%. And Taiwan, almost 5%. And then look at Southeast Asia as a block.
Right, ASEAN countries.
Yeah, growing from $60 million to over $118 million by 2033. That's a 5.797% CAGR. So the entire region is just humming with activity in this sector.
Incredible. Okay, so APAC is clearly the growth engine. Let's move south now. South America. Is it mirroring that kind of high growth, or is it a different picture?
South America shows, I'd say, emerging strength. Definitely growing faster than North America or Europe on average.
Okay.
The region recorded about $118 million in 2021, and it's projected to reach over $211 million by 2033.
And the CAGR?
A very healthy 4.934%. Nearly 5%.
That's strong. Who's leading there? Brazil?
Brazil's the largest market, yes. Projected to reach over $73 million. But Argentina actually shows the highest growth rate in the region.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a 5.49% CGR for Argentina, forecasting about $37.8 million by 2033. Suggests significant industrial or commercial expansion happening there.
And other countries, Colombia, Chile.
Also showing strong growth. Colombia around 4.5% CAGR, Chile over 5.1%, Peru around 4.7%. So yeah, robust development across key economies is driving demand.
Good to see. Okay, next up, the Middle East. We often associate that region with massive construction projects. How does that play out here?
It translates into steady, strong growth. The Middle East generated nearly $94 million in 2021.
Right.
And that's set to grow to over $165 million by 2033. The CAGR there is 4.822%.
Pretty solid. Any specific country standouts?
Well, the UAE actually has the highest regional CGR at 5.41%, projected to hit over $32 million.
Ah, okay. Reflecting those big development projects.
Exactly. High-tech buildings, security integration, climate control, it all fits. But Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, they all show significant market sizes and healthy growth rates too, mostly between 4 and 5% CAGR.
Understood. Okay, last region, Africa, often talked about as the continent of future growth. What's the picture for roller shutter doors there currently?
It's definitely an expanding market, though starting from a smaller base, of course. It posted about $57 million in 2021.
Okay.
And the forecast is for just over $100 million by 2033, so under $0.477 million. The overall CAGR is 4.111%.
Still decent growth. Who's leading within Africa?
South Africa is the largest market currently, projected to reach nearly $37 million by 2033, growing at about 4.8% CAGR. Nigeria is also significant, rising to over $18.5 million with a 4.3% CAGR.
You're right.
The rest of Africa category is growing too, though at a slightly slower pace, around 3.5% CAGR. It signifies, expanding infrastructure, growing security needs, mirroring those broader development trends we see globally, just at a different scale for now.
So let's try and wrap this all up. We've crunched a lot of numbers here. What's the big takeaway?
I think the main thing is this remarkably consistent, significant growth pretty much everywhere for a product that's, fundamental for security, climate control, efficiency.
Right. It's not some flashy tech, but it's essential.
Exactly. And that global CAGR of 4.6% over more than a decade really underscores that essential nature. Asia-Pacific is clearly leading the charge in terms of sheer growth rate, especially driven by India and China.
Yeah, India's 6.2% CAGR is just phenomenal.
It really is. But even mature markets like North America and Europe are showing steady, multi-billion-dollar expansion. It's a truly global story of development, infrastructure investment, and increasing focus on protecting property and managing energy use.
It paints a picture of a world that's constantly building, upgrading, securing itself.
That's a good way to put it. This deep dive really shows how looking at the numbers for something like roller shutters can reveal these fundamental global shifts. What really stands out to you from all this?
For me, it's probably that contrast, the steady, solid growth in developed regions versus the just explosive growth in places like India and Southeast Asia. It really highlights where that next wave of major development is happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've taken quite the journey through the world of roller shutter doors today. Maybe not the most glamorous topic initially,
Abs not.
but it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it really shows how peeling back the layers on everyday products can uncover these huge economic stories.
Definitely. We hope you've gained a new appreciation for the kind of intricate details and global connections driving these markets, even in unexpected niches.
So as you go about your day, maybe think about this. What other overlooked industries, what other everyday product categories might be experiencing similar, quiet, significant growth?
Yeah, how could understanding these niche markets maybe inform your broader view of the economy or just the world around you? Something to ponder.